Good morning, President Boston, Provost Smith, Board of Directors, faculty, fellow students, family, and friends. Well, I guess since we're having a virtual ceremony, I won't need the mask. I'd also like to recognize the many veterans and current military members present and applaud your selfless service to our country. We all come together today under the most unusual circumstances of our lifetimes to celebrate one of the most common events that occurs around the country each May, college graduation. I already had plane tickets booked for travel to Washington, D.C. to celebrate the commencement of my bachelor's degree with my family and along with all of you. I was excited that I had completed my final class on March 1st. I was eager to walk across the stage to experience the joy of a job well done and overcoming the adversity that spurred my educational journey again in 2015. That was well before it was clearly understood how efficiently the coronavirus pandemic had slipped beyond the borders of Wuhan, China. It has turned the world, including the United States as we know it, upside down. Who could have had the vision to anticipate how vital toilet paper, gloves, masks, and personal protective equipment would become to all of us this year? They are likely the hottest graduation gifts on all of your wish lists too. We may have heard growing up about the sacrifices or the big issues that past generations, including our parents or grandparents, experienced. That includes events like World War I and the Spanish flu of the 1910s, the Great Depression of the 1930s, or World War II in the 40s. It also involves the Civil Rights Movement and Vietnam War of the 60s, the AIDS epidemic or the Wall Street crash in the 80s, or even the World Trade Center bombings or the Great Recession of the 2000s. After more than a decade of recovery from the Great Recession, and just when it appeared things were unstoppable, including the economy and low unemployment, we now find ourselves living through the 20th pandemic in the last nearly 1,900 years, but the 6th pandemic in just the last 40. What has the beginning of 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic provided us so far? Fear, uncertainty, unemployment, concern, heartache, and adversity. In just 6 short weeks through the end of April, we've seen 30 million Americans apply for unemployment. That's nearly more than all that applied during the entire 18 months of the Great Recession of the 2000s. And it continues still today as the country and the world looks to move on from the coronavirus pandemic. Perhaps we should also ask ourselves what else COVID-19 has given us so far this year. In my opinion, it has brought us faith, hope, love, appreciation, and a belief that we will overcome the challenges and adversity before us as a global society. Throughout history, mankind has had a way of overcoming our worst fears, the biggest trials, and the hardest obstacles to better ourselves and the lives of our families and children. Today, we have faith in our healthcare workers and hope for a cure from our most talented scientists. We also have love for our family, friends, and neighbors, and appreciation for essential workers putting themselves at risk so that we can overcome this disease. Out of the worst always comes the best when we demand it as a society, as communities, and as individuals. As Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor once said, there are uses to adversity, and they don't reveal themselves until tested, whether it's serious illness, financial hardship, or the simple constraint of parents who speak limited English. Difficulty can tap unexpected strengths. I believe that out of the ashes of the coronavirus, we will find new cures, new heroes, and even new beginnings, much like we will all experience as a result of our new degrees we celebrate today. For me, my journey at American Public University began on November 2nd, 2015. 1 month after learning that my employer for 22 high-performing years had eliminated my position along with over 400 others. I had 60 days to find a new role or accept a severance package. I had worked there since I was 18 as an essential worker, starting as a part-time overnight stalker. I had moved for the company 5 times, worked in 10 stores, districts, or markets, and held 12 positions in my career at that point. I was currently holding a senior middle management position with responsibility for a quarter of the country. The fact that I was able to accomplish it without a college degree was surprising, yet very gratifying. After the call about my position being eliminated, reality set in quickly. What was I going to do? I had 3 kids and a wife to take care of. What would happen to our house and my career? Then it really hit me. I don't have a college degree, so who will hire me? One thing became very clear. I was going back to college to get my degree. Despite the setback, I learned a few things over the years that I'd like to share with you as you consider your future and embark on a career of your own. First, find mentors. Without them, you'll be navigating uncharted waters and may never find your destination. I have many mentors, and most of them have become some of the best friends I have in life. Second, consider your options and take smart risks. Dream big. Some of the best accomplishments I have ever had started as a dream or an idea. Be prepared. As they say in the military, prior proper planning prevents pitifully poor performance. Be firm, be fair, and be consistent, especially if you're a supervisor. Everyone is replaceable, even when you don't think that you are. Be nice to everyone. You never know who you'll be working for or reporting to, and you may find your future spouse or partner at work. I know I did. Call your parents. They will be the best advisors and listeners in times of prosperity and adversity. Finally, everything happens for a reason. We may not always understand it at the time, but sometime in the future, you will. I recently celebrated my 26th year of employment with the same company that I discussed earlier. You see, Walmart and I have had a great career over that time frame, and I am thankful for all they have taught me over the years. More importantly, I have been able to set the example for my kids who are celebrating with me today regarding prioritizing education. I have always told them that school comes first, even as in my case, if your graduation comes 23 years later than you originally planned. The great Aristotle once said, "Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity." May the adversity you overcame to get here and the adversity we are all experiencing collectively in the current world impacted by the coronavirus fuel the prosperity that will be our futures. Class of 2020, today we will walk beyond adversity as graduates of APU and AMU. Congratulations, best wishes, and thank you.